Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am currently on my free-to-play account right now, and we are starting a new series off of my free-to-play series, which is called Free Smiles, by the way. Make sure to check it out. It's going to be a 14-part series pertaining to the faction wars, and that is going to be the focus right now. I'm going to be tackling all the faction wars, trying to get my Lydia done, and 3-starring all the stage 21s are very important. So the faction we're going to be focusing on here is Demonspawn, and this is actually going to be my first 3-star on stage 21 for Demonspawn, or the first faction that I complete actually. So I do want to go over the composition, and then I do want to go into the run and explain to you what I'm doing, and I guess like just any ideas that I have at the time. So starting with our first champion here, we went with a very cheese route. So I had a allure that's maxed out. I don't have her booked. You don't need a book out of Miller, you really don't. And yeah, I have her built with accuracy. I have her built with a decent amount of speed, and you do want to make sure she has 100% crit rate so she can land those turn meter reduction, and that's all I really focus on. The Masteries, I have her going all the way to the Giant Slayer, and once again, you don't need books at all. So because Allure is such a cheese and she's so good at turn meter manipulation, I threw in a second Allure that I had. So I was fortunate enough to have a second Allure, and again, you don't need books, and for this one obviously there's no Mastery. All I wanted to do was focus on getting her as many turns as possible. So I made her somewhat fast, decent enough accuracy, and relentless set. So I can keep going and keep reducing turn meter. So that's the idea here. And for Countess Lix is also there. Just like, she's kind of a filler. She's not really needed here. I could have thrown anybody here to be honest, but having that decreased speed is really handy too, especially against the boss. And having this extra cooldown reduction is also very handy. So I think I could have filled her with any other role if I wanted to. But she worked out for me. And again, I don't have her, I do have her fully mastered actually, but I don't have her 6 stars. So I wasn't able to take advantage of the War Master, which is huge. I don't have her booked at all. So I do plan on taking her to 6 stars someday, which is why I preemptively took her to max out the Masteries. And for the artifacts, all I really focused on was the accuracy, just keeping her alive with the Lifesteal set so she can heal back up if anything. But again, in this run, you're going to notice that the opponents they don't really get a turn. They don't have a chance to really attack us. So that's really good. And the next champion we have over here is Prince Kaimar. So this champion is not a champion that's easy to get, right? It's arguably one of the best champions in the game. And for him, all I really wanted him to do was bring the shield set, bring the turn meter reduction, and that's pretty much it here. He does play sleep on the opponents as well, which is super nice. It's handy. And of course, he has the best reset in the game. Resets the cooldown of all ally skills and fills turn meter of all allies by, except this champion, by 20%. And that's pretty much what he brings to the table for faction wars. The A1 is decent too for the poisons. That actually does come in handy against the boss. The aura is not, it doesn't apply here. And Masteries, I did work on this. Oh yeah, I do have it maxed out for Masteries. So I did want to give him a high accuracy, but this is only for arena basically. You don't really need to mastery him if you want to focus on faction wars, unless you want a bit more accuracy here, but that wasn't really the focus for me. So yeah, just shield set. I don't really have much maxed out here for artifacts because I felt like he was fine. Yeah, and for the carry champion, so these guys all don't do much damage, right? As you can see, Prince Kaimar barely geared. Allure, I guess, yeah, I mean, not that much damage. Countess Lix rank 5. What can she really do? No attack, no really damage here, right? And for the Allure level 40, not really bringing much to the table. So our main carry damage is our Magnar. He is the MVP here, I guess you could say, as far as damage goes. So this guy hits like a truck. One of the best nukers in the game. I do have him in Savage set. It's not the best Savage set you'll ever see or anything like that as far as like the stats. Yeah, my gear is not too great considering I'm on a free-to-play account at the moment. So this is the best I can muster up. So 70k HP, 221% crit damage, 100% crit rate, decent amount of speed, and he does not need any accuracy at all. And I have him fully booked, of course. I have him fully mastery, going to the flawless execution. And if I get a little bit more crit damage on him, then I'd be comfortable with going the Helm Smasher. But for now, that'll do. So that is the team. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. I'm going to be doing a voice walkthrough as I show you the run that I did to complete the stage 21 Demonspawn to get the 3 stars. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, it's Demonspawn stage 21 Faction Wars. We do have a bit of lag here. Alright, for the first wave here, we really have to worry about the martyrs because they both place provokes. So I do want to try to control them as much as I can with the turn meter or any sort of CC that you have. And I want to try to just like get them down as soon as possible. So I'm going to be using a lot of turn meter manipulation, a lot of speed decrease, and my lures are going to be cheesing this entire wave basically, or the entire factions. And now I'm going to be putting them to sleep because I see the Luthia is about to take a turn, but it didn't put her to sleep, so I used a sleep or turn meter manipulation there. And I do want to get her down because she's about to go. So ideally, I don't want them to take a turn, but the champions that are going to take a turn first, I try to target them first because I can worry about the ones that are CC'd or turn meter manipulated later down the line. So right here, we are pretty much breezing through the wave 1. No worries. And I want to control them as much as possible. So we get her down and I see the Black Knight and the Martyrs about to take a turn. More turn meter manipulation. Yeah, so at this point, it's just about getting them down as soon as possible. And I don't need to use any of my special ability like A2 or A3s because I have everything controlled right now. So all I want to do is make sure I have everything up by the time I get to the next wave. And that's going to be the tough one, the really tough one. And now, for the wave 2. The Valkyries are a huge issue. If you let her take her turn, she's going to be placing a AoE counterattack or ally counterattack on everybody and a massive shield, which is a big problem. So if anybody has counterattack on them, every time I attack, they're going to be attacking me. So I have no way to really control that unless I put them to sleep or have a way to control them with like a stun to make sure they don't take a turn. And that is the focus here. We want to get the Valkyries down as soon as possible. We don't want them to get a turn. And we want to make sure they're either stunned, slept, or turn meter manipulated. And the Warcaster here on the left is also an issue because he can put a block damage on everybody. So I would say this is the toughest wave you can ever fight in a Faction Wars. But we have 2 allures here and we do have the sleep just in case if we want to strip and put them to sleep. So controlling these guys are not really an issue, especially with 2 allures. I'm pretty much cheating here, but you use what you got. So this guy's about to take a turn, so I want to make sure he's turn meter manipulated. And I'm considering sleeping because he might get a turn here in between, but he doesn't. I do want to get back to my A2 as soon as possible, so I'm going to use more cooldown reduction here. So they're about to take a turn, and I don't want them to. So which is why I'm hesitating there if I want to put them to sleep. But I see that my lure's about to take a turn, so I paused and didn't. So he cannot take a turn. This guy is a massive damage dealer, so I don't want him taking a turn. And they're all locked down right now, so it's pretty much cakewalk. So I did make a huge mistake there and not target the Valkyrie, it was a misclick, but it worked out though because she ended up getting targeted by the balls there. Okay, so we did let him get a turn, but we were lucky that she didn't die. That would have been really bad and I would have had to start the run all over again. So the reason why I opted not to A2 there is because I want to save my cooldowns for the boss fight. I know I have a lot of turn meter boost or actually cooldown resets, but I wanted to save that for the boss fight as well. And I can just keep A1 in here until I get all my abilities back. And it's pretty much a lock right now. Alright, so for the stage 21 Faction Word boss in Demonspawn, I think this is one of the easiest Faction Word bosses in the game. for the A1 attacks 2 random enemies. Each hit places a provoked debuff for 2 turns. So if you have a decent amount of resistance or immunity somehow, or if you have a block debuff going, then you don't have to really worry about the A1. But for the A2, he attacks all enemies and places a true fear debuff for 2 turns. So this can get really scary because if you have your champions true feared, then the likelihood of them taking a turn is very, very low. So that is one of the crowd controls that he has built in his kit. And the other crowd control he has built in his kit is his passive A3. Has a 20% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn on the attacker when hit. This debuff cannot be resisted. So you are likely to get frozen along the way, and that is going to be a little scary at times, but compared to the other bosses, I think this is one of the easier bosses in the game. So for the ads here, so they both heal the boss. One of them does bring to the table a 60% increased defense buff, and the other one has a place 30% increased speed buff. So ideally you want to try to get the ads out of the way when you can, but I'm also going to be targeting the boss at the same time for this fight because I can control all of them with my allures alone. So that is what you're going to see here. So as you can see, I'm trying to control the turn meters, I'm trying to decrease their speed, and just trying to do as much damage as I can while I can. The allure got frozen there. The thing is, they never get both frozen at the same time, but they're fast enough to rotate back to taking a turn so that the boss does not get a turn in. So these guys pretty much never get a turn. That's basically how it is. I think the ads might get a turn at some point. Now the ads are nearly down, and once I get the ad down, I can just focus on the boss alone. And I don't have to worry about him healing back up. So the rest of this run is pretty much just me controlling the turn meter and just damaging the boss as much as I can, and that's pretty much it. So I realized there I could put the defense down while I can because his turn meter was all the way up already, and I can just get some extra damage out of the way. And here we go. Boom. Done. So that is stage 21 Demonspawn Faction Wars. And we got the 3 stars. We were able to complete all of it. We have all the stars for this faction. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it informative. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If you want to continue supporting my channel, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video.